Good morning, everyone. I'm here again for the update of my third plot on the garden. This video is about the third plot of the garden plot series. This one is the lower one from the top two, from that top two, and this one. As of today, I started to dig a small trench for the water to flow through. As I mentioned before, the last video, the onions die off, so I did is just to cover it with the wood chips and the leftover eggplant. I'll just plant it there. Last few weeks I started cabbage seeds again, and it's ready to transplant now. It's only few plant, just enough to fill this plot, assuming it will compensate for my labor of love. As you can see, here we go. Let's see. Oops. As you can see, the trench is done and already planted the Japanese eggplant, or the Ichiban variety I bought from True Leaf Market, which specializes in Asian vegetable. Though by any means they are not paying my advertising for them, I just wanted to tell you where I bought my seeds. It's been about 5 years now I'm buying seeds from them. I like to buy from them because the germination rate of their seeds is high, and I would say 90 to 95%. And I always buy seeds in December for the next year's season. Their prices is moderate, not too cheap, but another thing is they specify their seeds whether it's non-GMO or hybrid, which in the future I will explain the difference of the two. Now, go back to the garden plot. This third plot is done planting, watered for the day, and in the next day or two I will start the fourth one, which is this one, the other side of this third plot, because first plot is there, second plot is here, this is the third plot. Now this will be the fourth plot, which also, look at my onion, they are dying already, and I plant a lot here. But what can I do? The heat is so intense, and a lot of my vegetable die. This onion is still trying to survive, but I don't know. I will try to do something if I can still revive them. And I will try to help them, and I will transplant them all together in one line while preparing the plot, this line. So all the onions are here. I don't know how many is still surviving, and I will dig a trench again right here. I will start here. This is my banana pepper, see, and I harvested some yesterday. And in the middle, here it is. From here I will dig here about a foot from this retaining wall, so I can plant here and maybe plant another one here, because I still have space here about 2 feet in between, so I have a walkway to go inside. So what I'm thinking to plant here is either collard greens or the French breakfast radishes, which the collard greens, if I planted it here, the good thing is I can harvest few times, because all you have to do is cut off the leaves and cook the leaves. The French breakfast is a small radishes, about double of my thumb like that, which is about 4 inches, and it's very good. I always put it in a soup. So this one, if I can plant it in here, I have a fast rotation interval of planting. Now the collard greens is still good, because what I did is harvest them, blanch them, and I put it in a plastic bag and vacuum seal it, and then freeze it. Then whenever I need it, I can just take it out from the freezer and use it. Well, I usually use it as a addition in a soup, from fish to chicken, pork, and even beef. And I also made something different, a little different, not totally different, that one time I ate in a Chinese buffet restaurant, and they offer spinach. What is this? Spinach Florentine. Now I said, that's something new to me, because I like it. I like the taste. I like the texture. So I said, I'll try to make a Florentine out of collard greens. So I took out the collard greens from the freezer, thaw it, chop it up, and mix it with Parmesan cheese, ricotta cheese, and then spread it in a small pie pan, the 9-inch pie pan, and top it with mozzarella, and I bake it. To me, it comes out almost the same as the spinach Florentine, so I called it collard Florentine. Sounds different, but I never regret doing it, because it's so good. So almost every other year, I am planting collard greens, because as I said, when there's so much, I harvest them, chop them in big pieces, blanch them, and vacuum seal, freeze them, and use it as I need it. So that's one thing that I can do here. I can plant here, because I just bought a collard greens seeds from True Leaf Market, which is years ago, it's Kitazawa Seeds. Kitazawa Seeds Company. It's a Japanese company in, I think, in California. Though, as I said, by any means, they don't even know that I'm advertising them. But I like their seeds, the company, and it has a prompt service. So, most of my seeds, except for those that they don't carry, I buy it from them. Just like that they call it Chinese okra, as I mentioned on my other video. In my country, we call it patola. And I cannot keep up with the vegetable. There's so many. And I only planted like 10 plants. One packet. $3.99. Which it's only 20 seeds. But yeah, it might be like 20 seeds for $4, which is 20 cents each. Now we can't even keep up on the vegetable because there's some there and there's another one there. See? And as I said, it's only 20 vegetable, or I'm sorry, 20 seeds. So, you know, I'm really happy with it. And by the way, the good thing that now I'm really active with the garden, this garden. And what happened is that small tree is a Georgia peach. And this one is a black plum. Which the black plum, I have 2. And the Georgia peach right there, I have 3. Now, when they are about this size, 2 years ago, I have a lot of goats. I have like 18 goats. And it's a wreck. They eat everything. They are like moving, what do you call this? Weed eater. And they eat everything, even my trees. So what survived in my tree is that one, the Georgia peach, and this one, the black plum. Now, the one on top, if you see those, that is apple. This is pears. This is apple. And that is apple. There's another pears here. I think this is Anjo pears. They almost die because on fall, when there's no more grass and weeds that my goat can eat, they chew the bark. You know, see, I will show you what happened to my tree. See this thing? They chew the bark. See? Here. And did you see? I put this T-post because they chew it so bad and it cut off here. It fell by the wind. So I put this T-post and tie it up with a string, the red string like that. this kind of string. I tie it, and I'm so glad it survived. Now, since my goat is not like giving me any benefits, yeah, they reproduce, but it takes two years before you can sell it. Because if you sell it like the kid, they call the baby goat kid, they buy it only $30 or $40 a piece. Now, when it's grown up, depending how big it is, I mean, because goat here, the one that I have is Angola, which weighs up to 200 pounds. Yeah, it's a good price. $200, $250. If you're lucky enough, some people buy it for $400. But it's not worth, because all my hardship, my workload is not even compensated by them. So I said, to heck with it. I will sell it. Now I don't have any more problem, because if I still have the goat, this vegetable is gone already. Once you see, once they see a green leaf, they chew on it. And I said, what the heck are you doing? I have, you see these trellises? I have how many? 1, 2, 3, 5 trellises here that I plant pole beans, green beans. You know, because I like the one that I put trellis, because I harvest more than the one that don't grow on trellis. They eat the beans itself instead of the leaves. They even know how to pick it every single day, because once you start harvesting the green beans, the pole beans, you have to harvest it every day to sell it. And I'm selling a lot. I'm harvesting like 3 bushels a day. But it's just like I'm chasing to harvest, because the goat is even faster than me. So I said, well, what can I do? I sell them all, and now I don't have any more problem with the goat, and I'm happy because I can see the labor of love here. My eggplant is growing good. Even the Napa cabbage that is burnt by the heat wave is regrowing again. Now, that's why I said the onions here, a few that survive, I will put on the side of this retaining wall. So, and prepare this. After I prepare this, there's another one here. This one. See? From that one to that one to this one, then this one to this one to this one. Now, one by one, I can do it. Yeah. It takes very long time because I'm alone working on it. But that's the only thing I can do. Because here, in my area, it's very hard to get a worker. And the worker is asking too much money for me. Average of $100 a day. And sometimes They come, and within few hours, 2 hours, 3 hours, they said, I have an emergency, I have to go back. So, you, the one that trying to invest in garden, is hanging. And I'm old. I'm 67 years old. That's why I need a helping hand. Although, yeah, I can still work, but very slow. Then I said, okay, I'll just do what I can. So we will see. And thank you guys for watching, and hope you like this video. Although I talk too much, but all I want to do is share my adventure in gardening. I love to do something in the garden, in the land, living off the land. I'm sorry. There is a plane passing by. Okay, anyway, that's all for today, and I will give you another update from day-to-day job or work that I'm doing in my garden. And the jalapenos that I harvested the other day is gone. Someone bought it. Now I am going to harvest again, and I will show you whatever I cannot sell. I will prepare it for something else. Hot sauce, pickled, fermented, and put it in a jar. Try to sell it for a little money. Okay, that's another update for the next one. Thank you very much, and hope you enjoy. If you don't subscribe yet on my channel, please subscribe, hit the thumbs up, and hit the notification button so you won't miss any of my video. That's all for now, folks. Bye.